G'day, mates. Welcome back to the channel. Have you ever spent months, or even years, saving every cent for something you really wanted, only to watch the price skyrocket just as you were ready to buy? It's a gut-wrenching feeling, isn't it? Like you're running a race where the finish line keeps moving further away. You work hard, you're disciplined, and yet, somehow, you feel poorer every single year. What if I told you that the very act of just saving might be the reason you're struggling? Today, we are heading deep into the Australian outback to share a powerful fable about a young man, his wise grandfather, and a secret about money that most people never learn until it's too late. Before we dive in, I want to say a massive thank you to all of you. Your support, your comments, and your time mean the world to me. I am truly grateful for this community. If you haven't joined us yet, I'd be honored if you'd hit that subscribe button and join our journey. Your presence here is a blessing. Now, grab a cuppa, get comfortable, and let's head out to Alice Springs for today's story. Under the blazing gold sun of the Northern Territory, where the scent of eucalyptus oil hangs heavy in the dry air, young Lachlan sat on the floor of his small weatherboard house. Outside, the cicadas provided a rhythmic hum to the afternoon heat, but Lachlan's focus was entirely on the metal box in front of him. Clink! 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 For the third time that week, he was counting his stash. He carefully lined up the gold and silver coins, feeling a sense of pride. To him, this box was a fortress, a shield against the uncertainty of the world. Once finished, he slid the box back under his bed with a satisfied smile. He felt safe. "You're counting that stash quite a bit, aren't you, lackey?" a gravelly, warm voice called from the doorway. Lachlan looked up to see his grandfather, Jack. Jack was a man of the land, his skin was tanned like old leather, and his hands were rough from decades of shearing sheep and working cattle stations, but his eyes were as sharp and bright as a coastal morning. "It makes me feel prepared, Grandpa," Lachlan replied. "If I save enough, I won't have to worry about the future." Jack stepped into the room and sat on a creaky wooden chair. He looked at the spot under the bed where the box was hidden. "And what happens," Jack asked slowly, "when the price of a meat pie or a new ute rises faster than you can put coins in that box?" Lachlan frowned. "Then I'll just work more overtime. I'll save harder." Jack smiled gently, a look of pity in his eyes. "And if your money buys less and less every year?" Lachlan opened his mouth to argue, but no words came out. He realized he didn't have an answer. The story of Angus and the wheat sack. "Let me tell you about an old mate of mine named Angus," Jack began, leaning closer. "He was just like you, careful, hard-working, and obsessed with saving every bob. Back in the day, Angus wanted to buy a massive sack of premium wheat to start his own little plot. He worked for 3 months straight under the scorching outback sun, carrying heavy loads and working until his hands bled, all for that goal. Every night, he'd untie his pouch and count his earnings. He was so proud when he finally reached his target. But when Angus walked into the market, his heart sank into his boots. The price had changed. What he could have bought 3 months ago now cost far more than he had saved. He stood there clutching his coins, staring at the wheat he could no longer afford. The merchant wasn't being cruel, prices had simply moved while Angus's money stayed still. Lachlan listened, the silence in the room growing heavy. So, what did he do? The lesson of investment. "He learned a hard lesson," Jack said. He looked at his savings and asked, "What can this money do for me instead of just sitting here?" He didn't give up. He traveled down to a port town where the traders gathered. He heard about a merchant who was desperate to sell off a large stock of heavy-duty canvas far below its value because he had to leave town quickly. Angus saw an opportunity. He spent a careful portion of his savings, not all of it, but with clear intention. He bought the canvas, but he didn't just try to flip it immediately. He waited. He listened to the stockmen and the miners. A few weeks later, he traveled to a mining camp where the workers desperately needed new tents and gear bags for the coming wet season. Demand was high, and Angus had exactly what they needed. When those coins landed back in his palm, he counted them. For every coin he had spent, nearly 3 had come back. Jack's voice grew soft but firm. That one trade taught him more than years of labor ever did. He used his mind, not just his hands. Every coin he spent didn't disappear, it came back bigger, stronger, and faster. Today, Angus doesn't just own a sack of wheat, he owns the whole mill. Money must run, Lachlan, not sleep. Lachlan looked down at his metal box. For the first time, it didn't feel like a fortress. It felt like a cage. Becoming the bridge. So, Grandpa, what should I do? Lachlan asked. Jack grinned. Stop thinking of money as something to hide. Think of it as a tool. Tell me, what's expensive here in Alice, but cheap in the next town over? Lachlan thought hard. High-quality drill bits and work boots. The mining supply town has them everywhere, but here, the local blokes have to wait weeks for a delivery. Then become the bridge, Jack said. And that's exactly what Lachlan did. He used his savings to buy quality gear at fair prices, and brought them back to his community. He didn't overcharge, he provided a service that people were desperate for. His money didn't just grow, it ran. Years later, Lachlan became one of the most respected men in the region, always telling the young ones. Don't just save money, make it work. My friends, the story of Lachlan and his grandpa Jack carries a weight far beyond a simple tale of trading goods. It touches on the very core of how we achieve freedom in this modern world. The deeper meaning. The trap of static savings. We are taught from a young age that saving is a virtue. While discipline is good, saving without a plan for growth is a slow leak in your financial bucket. Inflation is the invisible thief that makes your safe box feel weaker every year. Money is a tool, not a trophy. When we hide money away, we treat it like a trophy to be admired. But money is a tool, like a hammer or a plow. It is meant to be used to build something. When you let your money run, you are putting it to work for you. The power of the mind over labor. Hard work is the foundation, but intelligence is the accelerator. Angus and Lachlan both realized that their hands could only do so much, but their minds could identify opportunities and create bridges between supply and demand. Creating value for others. Notice that Lachlan didn't get rich by taking, he got rich by giving. He solved a problem for the people in his town. True wealth comes from being the bridge that helps others get what they need at a fair price. I hope this story from the heart of Australia has shifted your perspective today. Don't let your dreams sleep in a box under the bed. Let them run. If you found value in this lesson, please give this video a like. It helps the YouTube algorithm recognize that this wisdom is worth sharing with others. If you have a friend who's a super saver, but always feels stressed about money, please share this video with them. It might be the wake-up call they need. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What is one bridge you can build in your life today? What's one way you can make your money work for you? I read every single comment with a heart full of gratitude and respect for your journey. And finally, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Let's continue to grow our wisdom together, because as we always say here, wisdom shared is wealth multiplied. Thank you for watching. Stay wise, stay grateful, and I'll see you in the next one. Good day.